Hey, what is up, people? Welcome to my channel. And today I'm gonna share with you a few tips about Lost Ark, how you grind for it, and how you be effective at grinding. So the first I wanted to mention that is about doing quest. So when you proceed on the quest, and what I'm referring to are the world quests, and until you hit a point where you will see this quest here asking you to get the item level at 460, which is the next continuation of all the world quest and this and that. So at that point you will be able to unlock some of the good features here, which I think is really fun. And first of all, it's the Chaos Dungeon. And in this Chaos Dungeon, I want to mention that even though you see the Aura of Resonance, which is consumed upon entry every day and it resets to 100, but it's not the limitation that you can only do it twice a day. It's just that the first two entry will guarantee you more drops, and it will guarantee you give you Guardian Stones fragments and Destruction Stone fragments, which can be used to hone your weapons and your armors respectively. The Destruction is for the weapon, and the other one, the blue one, is for the armor. And these will be your bread and butter for your item level grinding. So there will be probably 2 to 3 days grind until you get 460. For me, it took me 2 days. So I'm about to hit it. And the next thing is, after the first 2 entry, if you decide to spam more of the Chaos Dungeon, then you will be getting items like the Discord Crystals and the Perception Shards. And you can use this little convenience shop right here to get the Harmony Leap Stones. So you will consume a few of these every time when you want to home your equipments, and of course you will need Harmony Shards, which you need a ton of this, and you will just farm up your Perception Shards and exchange for these ones as necessary. And you could also get the magic necklaces respectively with 25 orbs. For this one I have a few because I have been grinding a lot. So that's the Chaos Dungeon. Apart from the Chaos Dungeon, you can also get the Harmony Leap Stones from this area where you do the Guardian raids. So in my opinion, the first 3 are rather easy. The first one is a freebie, and the second one is a little challenging, but it kind of gets a little annoying when you get CC too much. And the third one is the one that annoys you a bit, and if you don't be careful a lot, and you will probably die. And this one, as at this moment, it's probably the hardest that I have encountered up till this point, because a lot of the times I just get cornered and CC'd to death, and the grapple attack I'm yet to figure out how to counter that, so I will not be giving a lot of advices on that. So those are the 2 things. And what I want to mention is right over here there is a little Procyon's compass, where it tells you that what you may have missed on the loot. So these loots, they reset every day, so if you are online, and you can check the timers on the different events and just go participate them. So the field bosses, from my observation, it's always every other day sort of thing, so make sure that you attend them. And sometimes if you on the same day that you did not, you can only claim the loot once, but I would highly recommend you to do the other bosses just for the achievements on the first day, and then later on you could just
please tell
go
us
through
if
them
there's a
and kill them
problem
again. Okay, so with that being said, the next part I want to cover is these 2, the Guardian Stone fragments, and there are 2 versions of it, as you can see here. One is the tradable one, and the other is untradable. So there is a couple things that I want to bring to your attention. That is, there is a very specific quest that you can do, which is located right up here. on the welcome challenge here, and if you go to the collectibles and go to the 5th one, which is adventure on Serenity Isle. So if you go there, let me put it into perspective. Let me just quickly run there real quick, so you guys can see where the quests start. So I will be fast forwarding.
All hail the hero!
So the Serenity Isle is right here, located here. Serenity Isle. So this is very close to the eastern Butera, and as you through the fast forwarding, that is actually one of the other things that I want to talk about. Use your public transport services. Only use your ship if you're out to explore the seas, because there are a vast number of islands that you can just go visit and just go collect the cocoa seeds. The cocoa seeds, I'm yet trying to figure out the locations and all that, so probably it will be on another video where I can show you guys where all the screenshots where I collected the cocoa seeds, and you can go hunt on your own. And hopefully that day is somewhere soon in the near future, because there are a ton of them, like 1,000 and more. So I wouldn't imagine myself to be finding 1,000 of them anytime soon. I'm pretty sure perhaps there will be screenshot of some OP master players where they have already posted. Okay, so this is the starting point. So when you come up here, you will essentially interact with this pile of trash, and you will start the quest line. And just follow the quest line. It takes you throughout the little island, and then it takes you back to Udia, where the ozone hill is actually here. So you'll be doing this dungeon right here, the submerged ruin dungeon for the claw of the boss. So you have to do an entirety run, and there will be another dungeon that is it Annika? Oh no, it's not Annika. It's the little yeah, this little the little people's island, Tortoise Heart. So this is the second dungeon. So for this dungeon specifically, you can just go through the dungeons, do the first 2 minutes, and murder some peplings, and you will collect the quest item. Then you can just exit and go back to Udia to do this dungeon. So with this dungeon, you have to do an entirely run. So that is part. So the reward of that gives you a general sum of destruction fragments. So throughout the quest, there will give you little chests that look like this, but it's not necessarily that one. So when you open that up, you'll get ton of the blue and the red crystals. So those will be the unbounded ones, untradeable ones. So you will just need to do this quest and you will get a ton, and then you'll just go back to there and home your equipments. Okay, so that's the next function I want to talk about is the Bifrost. So as a new player, I never played on any other server, so I missed this function until recently. I found out that you could use this function to just move around, but it has a 2-hour CD. So in this one, I have saved at North Burn, and you have to be there to save the location first, and if you click move, and it will instantly take you there for a cost of 1,000 silver. So when you are not having the 30-day premium, so you will have 1 and possibly can unlock 2 more, but Crystalline Aura will give you 2 more for free. So just do that. And that brings us to the next point of the Crystal Aura related. So as a new player, I would highly suggest you to buy one of the items. I don't see it. So there will be a bundle, a level up bundle, where it gives you where it's 1100 the shiny crystals, and essentially when you level up to 50, they will give you some blue crystals back. So that one, this is the number that I got from buying that pack. So if you can't afford 1100 light crystals, or perhaps you're one of the founders pack purchaser, you will probably just spend that. And if you get 2700 blue crystals, what it will give you is essentially 6 months of crystalline auras. So you can buy them for 420 blue crystals each, and this will be good for you for 5-6 months. So I think for 1100 shiny crystals for 6 months worth of crystalline aura, I think it's really worth it. And if you really enjoy this game, and you could invest a little bit, and that is completely up to you. I'm not promoting it, and it's just there for you in case you wanted to spend, instead of spending on just buying a month. Why not just get the 6-month one and be done with it? And yeah, we talked about this, and now let's just take a quick move back to Burn, and that's where I farm mostly. Following up, let's talk about the purple quests here in the quest journal. So when you press the quick key is J. When you press J, and just keep checking back on if there are any purple quests in here, and I'm pretty sure at some point you will see a purple quest that helps you to unlock the awakened skills, and that one you will need to do so you gain your class awakened skill. And this is a really OP skill to have, and it can secure you a lot of the big damage, especially in Chaos Dungeon, and so you don't miss anything on the DPS part, on the MVPs. I know a lot of you might want MVPs in the Chaos Dungeon, so this is something that would help you. And yep, that's for this one. That brings us to the next topic that I would like to discuss here in this video. That is, when you press Alt plus J, you will open up the Una's task. So at this point you should have unlocked it. So for these ones, you would need to run around the world, or you could do Chaos Dungeons and this that. So make sure that your weekly is done and your dailies are done, so that way you get the Una coins. I'm yet to figure out what are those for, but I believe they should be useful. And these are a few rewards, and as well as your guild requests. So I believe if you go to your guilds page, I'm not sure if you can. Okay, so So if you go to your guilds page and click the request, and you will still take you to Una's task. So that is one more thing that you can do. And yeah. Oh, and before we go, I wanted to mention something, that in your character's profile, you could equip your what are these called? Engravings? Yeah, you can equip these engravings twice. So for example, if you equip the Pistolier twice, and you get 3 power nodes, and the power nodes can be observed right here. So if you activate 5 nodes together, you will be activating 1 skill, and you will then be able to enjoy the bonus that it brings you. For me, this case that I have here is Pistolier, which gives me the handgun skill damage and the stagger bonuses and the awakened skill damage, plus this one where it gives me stagger attack effectiveness. So with these ones, I can do some decent damage here. And as you see, the one down effect is that when you are in handgun stance, you cannot switch to other ones because you're using the Pistolier. So you will not be allowed to switch. If you want to switch, you will not be able to use this talent here, or engravings. Yeah. And the other thing that I want to talk about is the outstanding stone of rebirth. So essentially, your stones that will activate you some skills. So I think I'm not. Oh, okay, I'm activating the vital point hits. Okay. So if we go to the merchant real quick, I could probably use this one. Yeah, I could use a little grudge. I'm still exploring the best the best skills to activate as a Deadeye. So if you go to one of
swear this will improve your life.
That has this icon on the map, the little crystal like. Let me move my character a little bit so you can see it. So this one, ability stone cutter, as well as the spear honing. I was finding these two like for quite a while after looking at it, and so you go to the ability stone cutter. My experience is that if you want something that okay, actually I could do this. Alright, so as you see here, the success rate is 75%. The red skill is the one that you don't want, so you will, when it's the lowest, you will just waste the point here on the red ones, and when it's highest, use on the skills that you want. So for example, if I want this respect for this stone, I will start by getting here. See, when you have plus node, it means the skill got leveled up once, and the success rate drops a little bit. So that is the time that you see follow your guts. If you say, okay, probably it's gonna give me another node and I'm just gonna try it, and you could do that. Okay, it gave me another one, and the success rate further dropped. So when this happened, I say this is probably a good chance that gives me a sub skill, so I will try on this one. Okay, it failed. When there is a fail, your success rate will rise. So when your success rate rise, and you could attempt your wanted skill again, and of course that one failed, and you could go another time. Oh my goodness, talk about RNG. So when it's at lowest, you could just spend it here and top. Oh no. No, the luck. Okay, so it's been rising a little bit. You could get one of these. So you will essentially, when you are having a lower chance, you would want to fail on the red skills rather than failing on the blue skills. And when it's high, and you would just go for the skills that you want. So this is really RNG based, and you could probably do want this. This. Okay. Okay, and the last one, let's see if we get a fine note. Let's go. Okay, we got it. So that is how you just gamble to make sure that the red skill is the least wanted effect here, because your red skill will give you a negative bonus. So for this case, because I'm equipping all these jewelries plus my stones, it gives him negative 8 notes on the movement speed reduction. So it deducted 2% of my movement speed, so I'm moving like a turtle. So that is something that I learned from my experience, so hopefully it can help you as well. And more than that, I don't. And oh yeah, and to talk about a little bit of the value of the items. So so far I have been finding that for the necklaces and the earrings, if you have specialization and the crit rate, and those will be probably good ones for you to just hang on if they're tradable, and you can just sell them at the auction house, and they can make you one or a few small fortunes. And then yeah, talk about I'm still exploring the stronghold and all that function, so I will not be touching on those. Probably when I learn more, I will be discussing more in another video. So for today, I think I will just wrap up here, and if you learned something new, and I'm really glad that I could be helped. Alright, so I'm back to grinding. Have fun, y'all, and enjoy your time grinding at Lost Ark. And I'll see you in the next video.